Pack a bowl, my friend, and don't forget to pass that blend. Pack it up, my friend, and then we'll ride up and we'll smoke in the ashes in the end. Pack a bowl, my friend. Pass me that blend, would you? Welcome back in, y'all. It's good to see you here on Sunday, June 2nd, about 1:30 p.m. here in the great state of Texas. Yeah, once again, I don't have much for you, y'all, but I thought I would stop by, say hello, uh, and at least let you know that I'm still here. I'm still living, doing my thing. Um, Smoking the Nording today, and a little upset. I'd hoped by now I would have had my 8-ounce tin of Bayou Morning Cornell and Deal. As y'all know, that's become one of my new favorites. And smoking pipes, I ordered it about a week ago, and it said that it was going to be here today, Sunday, by 7 p.m. it said. And I thought, well, let's check the tracking, see what's going on. I looked at the tracking again, and now it says it's not going to be here till June 5th, Wednesday. And I was like, okay, what the hell? But I know that the weather's been real crazy lately. It's possible that, weather's gotten so bad that things couldn't get out when they needed to get out, whatever. Um, so that's to be expected. The weather here in Dallas has been terrible, very terrible. Um, right yesterday we had a huge rainstorm that came through. And just when you think the ground's getting okay, it's drying up a little bit, comes back through and just floods us all out. Um, and I know that the rain is getting excessive whenever I see that we're puddling up. Normally we don't really puddle up. It just makes this mud slurry and then eventually goes away because of the shale rock and the things that we have about 8 inches down below that all of the water drains away from us. And like I said, we live on top of a hill, so all the water drains away. But we must be getting a lot of rain, and we have, to the point to where now it's puddling up, and the puddle will stay there for, I don't know, a better part of a day, and then eventually it goes away. That's not normal for my property. The back pasture area where the feeding troughs are and things of that nature for the horses and cows, it's just a mess. It's just a muddy mess back there. It's nasty. I feel bad for my animals, but it'll dry up and they'll be fine. I check their hooves. I'll make sure their hooves look good, and they're not getting any problems and things of that nature. And they're okay. But yeah, it's just been real nasty here, and now today it's just extremely humid, y'all. Extremely humid. Nording, like I said, I know a lot of you have seen this pipe, but I'll show it again. It's just the Nording freehand that they put. When I bought it, they said it was hand painted. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And I bought it from a shop. There's just no way you can paint this good. I believe they put a wrap on it, and I don't know. You can see when it gets really hot that it starts to bubble up just a little bit. So I don't think it's hand painted, even though they told me it was. Maybe the guy just assumed. I'm not gonna blame him or anything for saying it. But you can tell if you look closely. I mean, it's just way too good for someone. And if you look in the shiny pot right there, you can see some bubbles. Yeah. So it's not hand painted. It has an acrylic stem, white stem, very classy. Um, and it's a good smoking pipe, as are most of all your Nordings. Um, they just are great smoking pipes. I haven't heard anybody say anything bad about a Nording yet, at all. Good pipe. In the pipe, I've got old Joe Krantz going on. I was hoping to have Bayou Morning by now, but didn't happen. So we'll see. It's supposed to be here by Wednesday. But have y'all noticed? Let me light this pipe. I got something to say. So I decided I normally get tobacco from tobacco and pipes, and I went on there and all their 8 ounce cans, of at least the ones that I like, were not in stock, and their bulk blend of that same blend was not in stock. Well, I went to Pipes and Tobacco or Smoking Pipes, and well, they had the 8 ounce tin of that Bayou Morning. I thought, well, that's good. But I thought, I really like it. Maybe I should get a larger amount in bulk. They didn't have it in bulk. Um, I looked at Haunted Bookshop, didn't have it in bulk. Looked at a couple others, didn't have it in bulk. So have y'all noticed that their bulk blends, both at least in the two places I go, tobacco and pipes and smoking pipes, were both saying they didn't have bulk blends. They're at least the ones I was looking at. I'm sure they probably had some other ones that weren't as popular. Maybe they had bulk there, but on the popular ones, no bulk. So it's got me thinking, got me wondering, is something going on? Has the season of growing um, at a point slowed down to the point where they can't uh, supply the demand of bulk tobaccos, larger tins of tobacco? I don't know. It's definitely causes you to wonder, especially when two different websites are saying, yeah, we don't have it. Have any of you noticed that? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong time. Maybe I'm looking at the point where everybody's bought it out and there's a week or so before they replenish. I don't know. But it's been doing this to me about the last month or so that I've been looking off and on. Um, and they've been saying out of stock. Is it just me, y'all, or have you noticed the same thing? I don't know. Um, Either way, old Joe Krantz is in here. That's just as good, just as fine with me. Now, I am up here, y'all, in the craft room, of course. I am working on a project. Of course, unfortunately, I'm not working on a pipe project. I'm working on a new handbag for my wife. And y'all know when Mama says that she would like something, maybe she just casually mentions it. Well, we as husbands, if we love our wives, we try to make that happen. And in this case, she mentioned she saw some leather that she thought would make a great handbag. And I said, well, show it to me, of course. And I said, well, yeah, of course it'd make a great handbag. And as you all know, I think I've shown one or two in the past that I've made for her. And it definitely saves me a lot of money when it comes to, um, she likes fine quality handbags. And they damn near cost $1,000 on some of them. Well, actually, she had one that was over $1,000 at one time. She don't have it anymore. She gave it to my daughter. Um, it was a Louis Vuitton. Yeah. I don't know, y'all. I'm a simple guy. Just give me a simple wallet. Um, Simple stuff. Most of us men are that way. We're very simple. But the ladies, they like to get a little stylish, a little, over the top. And That's fine. That's fine. You know, ladies like doing that, and you know, we'll let them do it, right? As long as we can afford it. No doubt. But I'm making her a nice handbag. And everybody who's so far, I'm not bragging on myself, y'all, but at the same time, I'm thankful. I'm very thankful that I'm able to save some money. Since I started to learn how to make a lady's handbag, um, the ladies that have seen the handbag, um, both in my presence and not in my presence, due to my, you know, what my wife says, said that it was just amazing. And my wife has, of course, told me that this handbag would go from anywhere from $500 to $700. Okay, that's great. So in my eyes, I'm thinking I just saved myself around $600 after my materials and time and that nature. And I'm able to provide something for her that she loves and enjoys at a much cheaper price. So that's what I'm doing back here right now, y'all. I got what's over here? Yeah. So I got some leather out sitting out there with the main material that she wants. I don't know how. It's a leopard print. I don't know how to explain it, y'all. And I'm working on that with a royal blue pig's belly leather as a liner on the inside of this thing. It's real complicated too. Has a lot going on with this thing. But that's what I'm working on. Um, Due to just life in general, y'all, I haven't been able to get back into my pipe um, hobbies of making things and doing things. Last thing I got done, as you recall, went to Youssef Said in South Africa, which, by the way, I did check on the tracking. It says that it made it to South Africa. It's at the customs right now, and they're processing it. Um, so hopefully, you know, Saeed, if Youssef, it'll get to you soon. Hopefully, hopefully. Um, I'm just happy if it makes it, you know, all that way. But but yeah, I've been up here for about a couple days now working on this one project for her. I'll probably spend another week or two just on this same project. I'm taking my time, making sure that it's all good to go. And you know, I want it to look real nice. I want her to be happy with it, so I got to take my time with it. I'm normally a person when I'm making a project. I will admit I tend to rush a little bit, and not because I'm hurting for time. It's because I get excited. I want to see the end project, so I've got it in my mind's eye of what it's going to be like. Um, and then you know, I'm just excited to see it. I want to see if it turns out like I have seen it in my head already. And so I tend to rush a little bit. I'm learning to slow down. I'm learning to have more patience and realize that if I work slower, if I'm more meticulous and pay attention to the small details, that it turns out better. I still don't like it. I still want to see it just as badly as I did before, but I'm learning to do that. And yes, it does pay off when you go slower on a project, and that goes for any type of project. Y'all, a woodworking project, you know, as well as my leather projects. You know, any artistic project out there where you're creating something, to go slower. Um, and pay attention is not only good for the project, but also good for you, y'all. Good for your mind. Um, Keeps your mind engaged on the project, on the situation, and gives you what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? Gives you a little more peace, I'd say. So your mind's usually, you know, just going 1,000 miles an hour with all kinds of things going on. But when you're focused on that one project, whether it be building a pipe or pipe related things, leather projects, woodworking projects, artistic projects, or maybe you're just working on something, repairing something, fixing something. So your mind slows down and it focuses on that project. So it's good mentally, as well as it is for the project itself. And it, what do they say? The An idle mind is the devil's workshop. So if you're on a project, and that's the way it works for me, y'all, I have to be doing something. If not, I get that idle mind, and then it starts to going. It's just like a little hamster wheel, just starts spinning and spinning, spinning really fast. um, so for me, if I stay focused on my project, and it helps me out, it helps my mind out, helps me stay calmer, um, and everything. And the pipe, in a way, as we all know, does the same thing for for you when you take your time smoking a pipe, sipping on it, really enjoying the flavors, thinking about the whole thing, tending to the pipe. You know, it does somewhat of the same thing. Somewhat of the same thing. Um, Keeps your mind more engaged in the here and the now, versus it being all over the place, right? So that's a good thing. It's a good thing. Even though sometimes I don't like it, but it's a good thing. I know that when I retire, y'all, which is not really not too far off, I'm going to try to retire when I'm 62 or 63, somewhere in there. After I do that, I know I'll have all the time in the world, uh, so to speak, past my normal chores and things of that nature. And I'll be able to do a lot more, and I'll probably spend a lot more time up here in this craft room, doing the things that I love, building things, making things, and um, yeah, but and of course, downstairs in the garage. Um, and even though I look forward to that time, I also have to be honest with myself. There's going to be a point where the first couple months I can imagine. Now, I'm imagining, y'all, for those of you that are retired, maybe you can go ahead and tell me, um, your take on it. Um, the first couple months, I imagine are going to be wonderful. Don't have to go to work. Don't have to be nowhere at no certain time. You wake up at on your schedule, not theirs, and you plan out your day on things you want to do versus what the boss wants, or what work might dictate. And I can imagine that after some time, when that becomes normal, well, now the normal has a way of becoming boring in a sense. Um, so I can only imagine. For those of you that are retired, maybe you can tell me, does that happen? You have to try and find ways to keep it fresh and new. So me spending a lot of time up in here, after a while, I can only imagine would just become normal after I retire. I don't know, y'all. I'm surmising. Articles I've read, I know my father, after he retired, he was lucky, y'all. Y'all remember? Um, Hold on. Let me get something here real quick. Okay. Y'all remember back? Uh, I know my father, when he retired at 55, age 55. So back in the day, the retirement age was 55 years old. Um, and, which I'm 57 now. So back then, I should already be retired. But, and now at 62, I think, here in the United States. I mean, you can retire if you got the money, right? But if you wait till you're 62 or somewhere in there, that's when uh, Social Security and all that stuff, kicks in, so it, all helps out in retirement, and that's why I'm waiting for it. But 55 was the day you got the gold watch and you left and you went on to your golden years, which is what my father did. And my father worked for the U.S. Postal Service, I think for about 30 years, somewhere in there. He retired, and he really didn't want to retire. He just retired because he says, son, he goes, these young kids are running circles around me. He goes, I can't keep up with them. And so I guess it's time for me to retire. And he did, and he stayed active. Not as much as I'd like to have seen him stay active. My dad was a sports fan. He loved to watch anything football, baseball, um, basketball, but mainly college, y'all. He liked the college sports. He wasn't too big. He did love the Yankees. He watched his Yankees. He loved the Yankees. When they came to Texas here and played the Texas Rangers, I took him to see that, and he enjoyed that a lot. But so he watched a lot of sports, and then he played a lot of he did a lot of word puzzles. He'd always get the newspaper and do the word puzzle. He stayed mentally active, but not too physically active. And he lived to be 91. So you got to figure from age 55 to 91, well, 40 years, I guess. I'm not doing the math correctly, I'm sure. But 40 years of, retirement, doing what he wanted to do. Um, and nowadays, what? Now we go to, instead of 55, it's 62, somewhere in there. I think I'm going to have to wait till 63. But, um, so not too far off. I know that at one time the government had decided, oh, we want to wait till, I think it was 70 years old or 71, somewhere in there, and that got knocked down. But I figured, Lord, y'all, if they had their way, they'd make us work until we're dead. They don't want us to retire. They don't want to have to pay us Social Security. They want you to pay into it, but they don't want to give it to you. And ain't that the way for everything? We want your taxes. We really don't want to give you a return, but here's something. um, if you got one coming back. Um, but yeah, so when I retire, I figure I'll spend more time up in here. I hope I can keep it fresh and new all the time, so I don't get tired of it. But and then of course I have my normal chores. I have other hobbies, y'all. I play my guitar. I visit friends. Do a number of things that I enjoy doing. And like I said, maybe I'll take up fishing again. Who knows? But anyways, y'all, what do you think? Is there a point when you retire that it just becomes normal and that becomes boring also? I don't know. I know there's a number of you that are retired. Maybe you can comment on that. Because, I mean, I've only got 5 years, 5 or 6 years left before I retire fully. Um, and that's not long, y'all. Time's going by so quickly right now, just so quickly. Before you know it, this year will be done. Uh, Hopefully our country's on its way to a better place. We'll find out. Um, but yeah, before you know it, this year will be done. We'll be into the next year, and it just goes by quickly, just so quickly, y'all. When you're young, time goes by so slow. When you get older, it just starts to going. It's like you're on this slippery slope, and there's just nothing you can do. You can scratch and claw, but it ain't gonna make it go really any slower at all. It's gonna continue to go fast, so it's over quickly. It runs quickly. Um, and I'll get there, and I'll be looking back, and possibly part of me will think, man, I actually wish I was working again. You know, um, I do know I get that way. Say I've been on a week's vacation. At the end of that week, I'm almost kind of ready to go back to work again. Um, It's weird how that works, but I think that's Stockholm syndrome, y'all. I've been working my whole life ever since I was 14, 15 years old, um, to a point. You know what I'm saying? Professionally, whenever I was 18. But yeah, growing up in the country, y'all, and there's always something to do. You're working from the time you're old enough to take orders. But either way, y'all, like I said, I've been up here in the craft room making a bag for Mama, and when we get done with that, I I'm gonna try to get back into doing some pipe hobby stuff, and I do miss it. I do miss it. Um, and we'll get back into it. I got a number of things I'd like to make for myself, as well as anything that I'd like to make for y'all. But as for now, I'm just waiting for my new blend, y'all. Kind of excited to get that Bayou Morning in. I also ordered another large tin of the Haunted Bookshop, so it's coming also. Um, but other than that, we're here, y'all. Getting rained out. Rainy in Texas, y'all. Stormy in Texas. Thunder is loud enough to shake the house. Lightning comes down. Good God. It's amazing. Some of these storms here in Texas, y'all, are just amazing to sit through and stare out the window at them. I know yesterday we gave my dog a bath, and just as we got done giving him a bath outside, brought him inside, and the rain just came down like a flash flood. I looked at my wife and said, "Boy, we timed that one real good, didn't we?" And she said, "Yes, sir." Um, but yeah, y'all, I ain't gonna keep you too much longer because I can just ramble on and ramble on. And anyways, I hope y'all are doing well. Um, and like I said, if I don't have anything, I'll probably check in every other week or somewhere in there until I got stuff going on. Because I'm not looking forward to wasting your time unless I got something that's really interesting to talk about. And like I said, I try to keep it. The two main things I think, what do they always say, y'all? Don't talk about religion, don't talk about politics. Um, Past that, I think I could get away with talking about some things. Um, and unless I have something really interesting to say, probably, just like I said, every other week. But until next time, y'all, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you. Pack a bowl, my friend, and don't forget to pass that blend. Pack it up, my friend, and then we'll ride up and we'll smoke in the ashes in the end. Pack a bowl, my friend. Pass me that blend, would you?